All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council and to all those watching from home. We'll start with the land acknowledgement. The Halifax Regional Municipality is located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. The municipality acknowledges the peace and friendship treaties signed in this territory and recognizes that we are all treaty people. So we will continue with the approval of minutes from April 20th, 2023.
So move, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Kent. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That has been approved. Approval of the order of business and approval of additions and deletions.
Madam Chair, you would ask if we could possibly put public participation ahead of the reports tonight?
Yeah, I would like to do that. We have a public participant here that's not related to any other reports, and just so she doesn't have to sit through the meeting. Awesome. Okay, so all in favor of, no, tell me what to do.
No, I'll just note that there's no additions or deletions from the clerk's office, and we'll need a mover and a seconder for the amended
New
agenda.
order of business. Thank you. Second by Councillor Austin. Drew a blank there, Sam. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, it's that we have a new order of business. Business arising out of the minutes. Don't think we have any, no. Declaration of conflict of interest with anyone? No. Motions of reconsideration and rescission, we have none. Consideration of deferred business, we have none. Notices of tabled matters, none. We don't have any public hearings tonight. Correspondence, petitions, and delegations. Do we have any correspondence for tonight's meeting?
Chair Purdy, we received correspondence and it was circulated for item 13.1.1.
Okay, excellent. Petitions.
The clerk's office received no petitions for this meeting.
All right, no petitions from any of council. No. So we will, we have no presentations. Information items brought forward, we have none. So we will move now to public participation. And that's you, and we have one. You're okay, excellent, wonderful. So then, Denise, if you could state your name and your community, and you
Sure.
have 5 minutes.
Oh, keep me to a time limit. I don't know.
I will. I even have a little stopwatch here, so we are good.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to council this evening. My name is, can you hear me okay? Perfect. My name is Denise Bowes, and I'm a retired registered nurse, and I live on 79 McLaughlin Road, which is in District 4, and I've lived in District 4 essentially all of my adult life, 61 years. So I wanted to bring the matter to council. I've circulated documents to the clerk's office because this matter may come to the larger, broader council by Ashley Blissett from Land and Development, Planning and Development. Essentially, in a nutshell, for the last 15 years, the community of McLaughlin Road and Lakeloon Road, which is part of Cherry Brook, have experienced heavy dump truck traffic every summer, courtesy of Dexter's Construction. The dump site, in our opinion, is a commercial dump site. It's owned by Jack Webby, or Hayseed Incorporated, from Joint Stocks, who has one director. And the application for a grade alteration permit is applied for annually by Dexter's Construction. And essentially, it's a loophole in the bylaws. The truck route bylaw essentially doesn't deal with how many trucks come into a residential area. I can get into a long list, but I think you can read it in your package. I'm going to summarize here. The land use bylaw has loopholes. There seems to be some disagreement over what is considered development. So if you haul 200 loads and you grade it down and you keep dumping and filling on a 75 acre property, apparently, according to a report in 2014 by Jack Rusher, um, this is not considered development. Well, I would disagree, and I don't think there's any been legal consultation on the definition of development. When you look at the land use bylaws for Preston and Cherrybrook Westfall, there's been recent amendments to it, but well, first of all, the first page is out of date because it refers to specifically the Planning Act. The Planning Act was repealed in 1998 by the Municipality Act. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do on current bylaws. So basically, the trucks start at 7 when they're hauling, and they don't end till 7. We are a road with no sidewalks. There's been a number of safety issues of kids on buses, nowhere to walk, nowhere to pass the trucks, noise, dust level. And in the submission, there's a submission by Sarah Sutherland, who actually, unfortunately, lives right next to the property in question, which is a roadway that was purchased as a right-of-way. It has no civic address. It's between 172 and 180 Lake Loon Road. So the issue is there's lots of complaints over the 15 years. Lorelei Nichols is well versed in the issue. There has been RCMP involvement. There's been community meetings at Harbour Place. There didn't seem to be any will to amend any amendments. There has been no recent development in 2020 with the bylaw G200, which is a stormwater and grading bylaw that was combined from old Halifax County type of documents. And on page 5 of that, it kind of puts a limit, because right now the dumping has no timeline or development, no purpose, no timeline. They can dump forever, according to Dexter's representative. And but this G200 bylaw states that you can get a grading permit for 1 year. And I have a copy of the grading permit from last year. And basically after that, you have to go to approval to council to get another grading permit. So the community is asking, do not approve another grading permit to Dexter's Construction, because of the conditions that were already in the last year's one were not met at all. And Ashley Bissett's office is stating we like to look at compliance, but anyways, so we're asking council, don't vote for Dexter's to get another application unless they come under the land use bylaw and all of the boundaries around and restrictions, meaning you have to have a plan and you have to have a timeline before you interrupt and disrupt the community for a 16th year in a row. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other public participation? Absolutely, yes. Please come to the microphone, and if you could just state your name, your full name, and your community before you start, and you will have 5 minutes.
Sure. Thank you so much for allowing me. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, but I am Sarah Sutherland. I wrote the letter to you guys that Denise submitted. I am the unfortunate resident that lives next door, and I am greatly being affected by this. And I am in shock, I guess, that this has been allowed to continue for so long. I purchased the home about 5 or 6 years ago, and you cannot enjoy this home in the summer. When you want to be outside, you want your windows to be open, you are met with nothing but dust and fumes. There's 200 plus trucks a day running by my house. And I don't think anyone understands what that is like. It is like living in a permanent construction zone with no end date in sight. So if you live next to the Nova Center as it was being built, you knew that you dealt with traffic for a couple years, but there was an end date, and that's what we don't have. We don't have an end date. It it's just constant. And last September, I sat down and counted trucks that passed my house, and I reached 54 trucks in an hour. And that meant there would be about 500 trucks that day passing my home. It's unbelievable. I can't even put into words how you feel like you can't leave your home. I'm a prisoner in my home in a sense that you can't enjoy the outdoors. I wish I could be more eloquent in this, but I think anybody, like if this was happening in Portland Estates, this wouldn't be happening in Portland Estates. I have no idea how this has been allowed to continue. I have met with Dexter. They've never lived through to what they've offered us, which was to keep in constant contact to let us know upcoming jobs and whatnot. That was in 2019. They did it for that summer and then they stopped. So we're always living with when's it going to start again? How long's the job going to be? And it usually does run from, May until October. They run on holidays. They run on Saturdays when they need their job to be done. It is never ending and it's not fair. And that's all the time I need. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do we have any other public participants for tonight? Oh, yeah, we have a question of clarification. No, we're not. No. Sorry. Okay. Any other public participation this evening? Third and final call. Any other public participants? No? Okay. We will close this public participation. And thank you again for coming out and speaking to this. And we will go to our first report, item 13.1.1, case 22622, development agreement for 1268 Cole Harbour Road, Cole Harbour, the supplementary report.
Madam Chair, I'll assume the chair allow you to put the motion forward.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to put a new motion forward because after the last meeting that we had, it was brought to the applicant's attention that there were some errors with the shared property line with one of the neighbors. And so the surveyor did some additional survey work on site. So this supplementary report just conveys those changes in Schedule B and C in the agreement, the survey and proposed site plan. So that's why we are putting a new motion on the floor, just to capture those changes to the survey. So I move that the Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council, in accordance with Section 49(1) of Administrative Order 1, respecting the procedures of the council, waive notice of motion and hereby rescind the April 20th, 2023 motion that approved notice of motion to consider the proposed development agreement as set out in attachment A of the staff report dated February 28th, 2023, to allow for a 30-unit residential building and a 16-unit townhouse-style residential building at 1268 Cole Harbour Road, Cole Harbour, and schedule a public hearing. And 2, give notice of motion to consider the proposed development agreement as set out in attachment A of the staff report dated May 18th, 2023, to allow for a 30-unit residential building and a 16-unit townhouse-style residential building at 1268 Cole Harbour Road, Cole Harbour, and schedule a public hearing. So moved.
Seconded by Councillor Kent.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Any debate?
No, we brought this forward last month, and just like to see this go through to a public hearing. Unless there's any, okay, question?
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Madam Chair, I'll relinquish the chair back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Councillor Hensby. We will move on to item 13.1.2, implementation of area rate to fund sidewalks outside the urban tax area in East Preston.
Madam Chair, I'll put the motion on the floor that the Harbour East Marine Drive Community Council recommend the Regional Council apply an area rate equal to the difference between the urban and the rural general tax rates to all residential source, resource, and commercial properties paying the rural tax rate, rural general rate in the community of East Preston as shown in attachment A of the staff report dated May 26, 2023, consistent with the process outlined in Administrative Order number 2022-008 ADM, Rural Sidewalk Area Rate Administrative Order.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Kent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. McIsaac is present here tonight. If we had any questions on the file, I don't have any. I'm well versed in regards to this file. So if anybody else had any questions for Mr. Mac. You got to come more often then, huh?
Okay.
So duly moved. Thank you.
Okay. Question has been called. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Say, okay, motion is carried. That takes us to item 13.2, members of Community Council. We have nothing, motions, none. We have no in camera. We have no added items. Notices of motion. We've done our public participation. So the date of our next meeting is going to be July 6th, 2023.
Just to remind everybody, it's my birthday and nobody
And
ever celebrates.
It is Councillor Kent's birthday on July 6th, 2023, and it's kind of a big one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
That's right. 60 years young.
I know, it's amazing. We'll have to sing happy birthday. Okay, we can make it so. We can. All right, would somebody move to adjourn? Excellent, we are adjourned. Well, have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.